Have you ever wondered what life would be like if humans had super senses? I'm not talking about X-ray vision or telepathy. Imagine you could see colors no human has ever seen, hear the faintest whisper from miles away, or smell things so precisely you could distinguish every single ingredient in a dish with just a sniff. What if this was our daily reality? Sit tight, because this journey is going to stimulate your mind and possibly make you grateful for the senses you already have. To set the stage, let's break this down. Humans possess 5 primary senses: sight, hearing, taste, smell, and touch. Each of these is essential for navigating our world. But compared to many animals, our sensory capabilities are, well, limited. And that's fine for our evolutionary purposes. But what if we could crank these abilities up to 11? Let's start with vision. Birds like eagles can see objects over a mile away with clarity that would boggle the human mind. Owls have extraordinary night vision, making our nighttime stumbling look rather pathetic. But imagine if your eyes could work like theirs. If humans had an eagle's vision, we'd boast resolution 8 times sharper than our best eyesight today. You'd be able to spot an ant crawling on a tree trunk from a football field away. Nighttime? No problem. The world would light up for you in dim glow, like a full-blown nocturnal CCTV vision. For artists, architects, and even casual wanderers, seeing such crisp details could entirely redefine how we experience the world. But wait, it gets better. Scientists have theorized that some animals perceive colors far beyond what humans are capable of. Most humans operate with 3 types of cone cells in their eyes, responsible for the range of colors we see. Now imagine if we gained a 4th or 5th type of cone. You'd see shades of colors that don't even have names yet. It would be like stepping out of a monochrome world into HD, experiencing hues as deeply emotional sensations. Every sunset, rainbow, or painting would take on dimensions you can't even begin to fathom today. Now for hearing. Have you ever tried to eavesdrop on a distant conversation at a party, but you just couldn't quite catch what someone said? Not a problem anymore? Owls and other animals are experts in pinpointing the slightest noise. With hyper-developed hearing, you could identify footsteps echoing in a bustling city subway from hundreds of feet away. Music could open up a whole new world of subtlety with layers of instruments and vibrations you never noticed before. However, super hearing could be a double-edged sword. Sounds of the modern world, from traffic to construction, could become unbearably overwhelming. Protective ear equipment might become as essential as sunglasses are for your eyes. On to taste. Your taste buds are already adept at detecting salty, sweet, sour, bitter, and umami. But what if you could take it up to a molecular level? Bees, for instance, can taste through their feet, allowing them to immediately sense whether a flower is nectar-rich. Imagine if you could taste food or drink and immediately perceive every ingredient down to its tiniest trace. On the plus side, this could make foodies ecstatically happy as meals transform into symphonies of flavor. However, eating poorly seasoned food could become your kryptonite. Spicy or bitter elements? Insufferable. Sweet flavors would hit like a tidal wave of sugar. Food critics might rule the world because their evolved palates would lead culinary culture entirely. While we're at it, let's discuss smell. Dogs have a sense of smell that's hundreds, sometimes thousands of times stronger than a human's. They can pick up individual scents that are deeply layered within an area, much like a human brain can sift through memories. Imagine walking into a room and immediately identifying the shampoo someone used, the coffee brewing across the hall, and even what someone had for dinner last night, all from a single whiff. Life could feel like a continuous olfactory symphony. But again, there's a downside. Ever walked through a garbage dump or been on public transport on a hot day? Now imagine those smells, amplified 1,000-fold. Yeah, exactly. Finally, touch. We don't often think of touch as a super sense. It's just there. But what if you had hypersensitivity like some animals? Imagine if you could feel every groove in a textured object so clearly that it resembled seeing patterns through your fingertips. Leather would feel distinctively alive. Silk might send shivers down your spine. In the everyday world, though, this heightened touch could also mean hypersensitivity to temperature or pain. An itchy wool sweater? Downright torturous. But for jobs requiring tremendous dexterity like neurosurgery or artisanal crafting, this touch could become transformational. This brings us to the ethical considerations. With super senses, human evolution would leapfrog massively, leaving normal humans far behind. Imagine a split society, the super-sensed elite and the average-sensed population. Or consider espionage. How would life change if someone could hear what rival nations were plotting from a distant continent? On a personal level, relationships might become bizarrely complicated when subtle changes in heartbeat, sweat, or breath are detectable. Romantic surprises? Forget it. You'd never be able to hide anything from a partner with hypersensibilities. But what challenges would we face if humans had super senses? Could it create chaos instead of convenience? Higher sensitivity to sounds could mean constant migraines in noisy cities. Hypersense of touch might make unexpected physical contact unbearable. Smelling everything from far away could trigger nausea or even mental fatigue. Humans would need radically different living spaces and accessories just to cope. Then, there's the evolutionary puzzle. How would our brains adapt to process so much information? Would our neural circuits overheat? Animals' enhanced senses usually come with specific trade-offs. Owls are highly specialized for night hunting, but aren't great in daylight. Could human super senses mean we sacrifice flexibility and adaptability somewhere else? Let's take it further. What if technology simulated super senses? We already use devices like hearing aids and VR headsets. In fact, some researchers have developed prototypes for vibrating gloves that enhance touch perception. If super senses remained optional and technologically driven, this might level the playing field. Smartphones could come equipped not just for augmented reality, but amplified sound and smell. We'd dial down when overwhelmed and dial up when intrigued. Be ready. Apps for mixing multisensory playlists of colors, flavors, and sounds could soon dominate your app stores. But here's the twist. Super senses might not mean happiness. It could make us pickier, impatient, or prone to too much detail. Being overly sensitive comes with its own burdens. Maybe sometimes ignorance is bliss. Still, just imagining such a world makes you appreciate just how remarkable our senses already are. So, next time you savor a slice of pizza or pause to enjoy the sound of rain, remember, your ordinary abilities are extraordinary gifts. The world as we experience it is shaped by our senses. What we perceive is just a small slice of reality. The idea of possessing super senses opens up new dimensions for humanity, but also forces us to confront whether we are truly ready for such a leap. At the end of the day, the question remains, would super senses make us better or just overwhelmed? Thank you for stopping by in the world of what-if facts. Until next time, let this question linger in your mind and imagination. What if realities and senses aren't limited to what we think they are now? Intriguing, isn't it? We'll see you soon.